Hello everybody. I am doing a full life update because over the last few months I have not picked up the camera a lot other than just really like medical stuff, and then there's been like a few like normal vlogs in there, but a lot has been like medical updates just because you guys have all followed along on Landon's journey, and it's very therapeutic for me to be able to like update you guys because I kind of talk through it. That was me hitting my thigh because I'm a hand talker. So I am going to start kind of an update from the last vlog you guys saw, which was his port surgery. That was a lot more difficult on him than I was anticipating, and I don't know, I had just heard from so many people that it was such a easy surgery that I just assumed it was gonna go smooth and it would be fine. But what I forget in all of this is those are adults that are having ports put in and not children that are not used to being in pain. So something that I just wish I would have known is that port surgeries are painful. They can be painful for adults, they can be painful for children, they can be completely not painful, but I think it's just better to be prepared. Don't be afraid to ask for pain medication. My light's dying. I have this little like clip phone. We're going natural artificial light. So that's what we got. Not pulling out my big one for this. I'm trying to do this really quick. So to kind of update you guys on what happened, he had his surgery and I did have to give him, it was every 3 hours, we either gave him Tylenol or ibuprofen. We alternated, which is what the doctor told us to do. Obviously talk to your doctor, but that kind of seemed to keep it under control. He was not comfortable by any means. He just went slower. He was very protective of his arm. Anytime he moved his arm, you use that chest muscle when you use your arm. So we went to go leave the next day and we were gonna grab something to eat and then head to the airport. And just the anesthesia alone is a lot for your body to be under. It takes a very long time for it to be completely out of your system. I've heard up to 2 weeks it can stay in your system. I don't know, but definitely the next few days after your surgery like are kind of rough, like nauseous wise. We drove to Moose's Tooth because he loves pizza, and I was like, best pizza ever. And of course they were crazy. They're always crazy because they're amazing. And so we decided, no, let's not wait. Let's just go somewhere else. So we decided to go to Olive Garden. And on the way there, he just like hit a wall and was like really sick feeling. So we kind of sat in the parking lot. And of course, then all that was running through my mind is like, okay, we're gonna have to stay another night, and everything that entailed, because like Lance had to go back to work and like I had to find a babysitter, and like there was just a lot. Because of that first time when he was hospitalized for 4 days, and then we tried flying home the day after he was discharged, and he was just miserable. We ended up boarding the plane, and then he was like so sick that we ended up having to get off the plane last second. And he got sick on the, is it Tamarack? The little area right outside the plane. And I've told that whole story, but the flight attendant was like beyond sweet. She was actually the ticket lady, but just like beyond wonderful. And I was like, can I have some stuff to clean this up? Because I felt so bad. Like, we're in COVID time. This was like deep COVID time. And she was like so kind and was like, your first priority is to go take care of your son. We will clean this up. Like, was just so kind. Anyways, she was just such a like touching person during that time that like, I feel like I always need to tell that story because those people can make or break a situation, and she is what stands out to me in that hard time. But we decided to try to take a later flight. He was still extremely sick. He had this like insane migraine. Like, I mean, he couldn't open his eyes. He was like just miserable. So we stayed in Anchorage another night. So back to when he got his port surgery, that whole situation made me very nervous for flying back. When we were sitting in the parking lot of Olive Garden, he was sick again and he was nauseous, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to make him get on a plane. I'm not going to make him get on a plane if he's not feeling good. We're going to take care of him. So we just sat in the parking lot. It was like raining, and I'm just like, I'm sitting with the back door open in the rain and just like trying to take care of him. He has a prescription for Zofran, so I gave him a Zofran, which I'm surprised he was actually able to get down because they're swallowable. You have to swallow them. They are super duper tiny, but he still has a hard time swallowing things. Luckily, he was able to get one down. We did end up going into Olive Garden and he got his little personal pan pizza, like the little kid's pizza. And he was like totally good to go. He was still like, he still had that anesthesia, like he was just waiting to feel really gross. Just didn't feel good. But he was not nauseous and wanting to get sick. So we did end up making it back home to Fairbanks. Those are always such a relief after appointments like that, that we finally made it back, and you know, everything went really according to plan other than like the pain. So he was in pain for like 4 days, to where he was like very slow. He was very protective of it. Like I could not touch anywhere around the area, and that's fine. That's his body. Like I wanted to make sure he like was comfortable with everything. He had his first infusion the following Friday, so a week after his surgery, and it went so good. I was so nervous going into that. I had a really hard time in Anchorage when he was in his surgery, and I'm sending him back, and you're hoping you're making the right decision because it wasn't something he absolutely had to have. It was just something that I was hoping was going to make his life better. So when he had that first infusion and it went so well, and he said, that's it, when they got it in, that was a huge relief for me, because there was just so much doubt. And you know, all we can do as parents is hope we are making the right decision. Whether it is the right or wrong decision, we're all trying to make the right decision. Anyways, it was very relieving seeing him get that first infusion and seeing how easy it was. He told me before he went into that second one that he's like not even nervous about going into his infusion, which like was just such a relief for me. Again, just like reassurance that like we made the right decision in getting him a port. Something I do want to talk about is what a port is. I think a lot of people thought he has like an IV hanging out of him. That is actually called a PICC line, I believe. That is not what we got. That was not right for him because he is a child. The port, it just looks like a bump underneath their skin that is basically has like a silicone center that they can kind of feel, and they poke right into his skin, into the port, and it goes directly in. There's no like fishing around, there's no nothing. It's very simple. Makes his infusions so easy. He actually has one coming up this Friday, probably the day after you're seeing this. I'm hoping if I can get this edited quickly. He's not as nervous as he used to be, and I'm so grateful to make that just a little bit easier on him, because he's just been through so much that like if I can just make that tiny bit easier, it makes my heart feel better. How'd you get in here? I had a little visitor. So he was in pain for about, like I said, 4 days. The whole timeline on everything is kind of blurry. I don't remember, but before we went down to Anchorage to get his port, Lance had found a matching dishwasher that someone was getting rid of because they were remodeling on Facebook Marketplace. Fantastic, he got a really good deal on it. Well, we decided to install that during Lance's next days off after we had gotten back from Anchorage. Well, we installed it, but it didn't have the correct thing to bolt it in to the hole. So it was like sitting in there, but it could like rock back and forth. It didn't rock super easy, so I really wasn't too worried about it. I knew about it. Anyways, so Lance goes back to work on Monday, and I was loading up the dishwasher. This is getting really long, I'm sorry. So I was going to go close up the drawers to run it, and I had closed the top one, and Addison, who likes to step on the lid of the dishwasher, like the front of it that comes down, because I don't like her to, she had pushed on it, and the mama bear came out in me. I was leaned over pushing the drawers in, and she had stepped on it, and it started to fall forward, and my instinct said it's gonna fall on her, even though I knew it wouldn't fall on her. And I went up and threw my hand up to catch it, and I threw my hand in like this. It sliced my knuckle open. I immediately was like, oh my gosh, I have to go get stitches right now. It was like so crazy because like Lance had gone back to work and like it was just nuts. So my sweet mother came over and watched the kids for me, who does not like blood, by the way. So poor thing was like a little squeamish. So I went and got 5 stitches put into my knuckle. With the original smack and the 5 stitches, I somehow damaged my tendons and they were straight miserable. The next day I was in so much pain that I thought for sure that I had broken the knuckle. I could not move my finger at all. I mean, just like barely moving it, and I was like doubled over in pain. It was miserable. Went back the next day. I talked to somebody else. It was First Care. It's like an urgent care place here. They're really nice. I got somebody else this time and he was like, you probably like traumatized the tendons. They said I didn't break the tendons. I didn't rip the tendons. So he kind of like braced it with it's called like a SAM splint or something, but it was like gigantic and my whole hand was like consumed. So I kind of like made something up. I'll show you a picture of it here. This is what I did. I put like a thick popsicle stick and like wrapped it with like ace bandage. Anyways, I braced it myself and that's all I could do to let the tendons heal. This is so long. Oh my gosh. But wait, there's more. They told me to take the stitches out at 10-day mark. I decided to take them out myself because I was like, Lance is working. I didn't want to have to get a babysitter to go have them snip it out because it's super easy to remove stitches. I went and got some clippers, some brand new clippers. I sanitized them. I clipped the stitches off. Well, it was wide open still, like not healed at all. So I steri-stripped it for a few days and it was still just not healing. And I thought, you know what? It's been 2 weeks since I initially did this. I need to go in and have it looked at. I went in, he said it healed weird. So let's see if I can put you down for a second. All right, that may or may not be dirty laundry. I know the lighting's terrible, but I need both hands to explain this. Basically, your skin is supposed to come together and it seals and it's happy. What my skin did was, instead of sealing to the other side, one side wrapped around and it sealed to itself. And this side had nowhere to go, so it was just like an open wound. What he had to do was cut off all the scar tissue on both sides. So basically like cut my incision back open, re-stitch it together, and it is finally healed. I had stitches in my hand or steri-strips or whatever for about 25 days. My hand was like not usable. I couldn't do dishes. I couldn't really like do much. Showering, I had to wear like a glove because it was either an open wound or had stitches in it. It was like, it got to the point, like it sounds so silly, but I was like starting to get very frustrated. I could not edit, which is one of the reasons I didn't do any vlogs, because I could not type. Like, I still actually have a really hard time with this hand, and it has been well over a month, probably a month and a half. I should probably start doing some exercises. So if you know of any like OT stuff I should be doing with my hand, I can actually type now a little bit, but it's still like extremely weak. Anyways, that happened. Okay, now to like the good news. We decided to purchase a camper because we love being outdoors. We love being like out there, but I gotta have a shower, I gotta have a toilet, mainly a shower. Like if you've ever been in Alaska, if you go camping, you smell like bug spray and campfire. Maybe that's like that everywhere, but like mosquitoes are crazy. So you have to like literally layer, like, you know, you go by the fire, mosquito spray, you go by the fire, mosquito spray. So it's just rough, okay? I'm a little bougie when it comes to camping. I'm a glamper, okay? So we had been searching like for a long time. The prices are super inflated because everyone was able to get outside. So like they realized that they enjoy being outside. Well, we found one, and we bought it. They gave us a really good deal. They ended up like knowing us from YouTube and gave us like a crazy good deal on it. We were like so appreciative of that. Lance has had to do quite a bit of work on the camper just because like there was a pretty bad water issue when we got it. We really don't know what happened, but the water was literally black in the tank and there was like slime. I don't know. He took it all apart. There's been bleaching. It has been flushed a crazy amount of times. We're still not going to drink the water. I don't like the idea of like stagnant water anyways, in like, I don't know. But it is good enough to shower and use the toilet and the sink. And I'm so grateful for all the work Lance did. I will show you guys pictures here soon because we do have a pretty big trip coming up that I'm so excited about, and I'm gonna be vlogging the whole thing. We're really excited to just spend time outside. Our boat, I feel like this is like all bad news, but this is just all stuff that's been standing out. Our boat did end up we dropped it off to a guy to have him do some work on it, and I don't know what happened, but he called us today and like now it's leaking fuel and is gonna need to be rebuilt, and so it's down for the summer. But that's okay because like this camper is gonna allow us to like go out, enjoy Alaska, even, you know, when it starts to get a little bit chillier at night, like we can take that out and just go camp and have a good time. And I'm so excited. Those are just kind of the tidbits on why I haven't been able to vlog, why I haven't been able to edit, what in the world happened to my hand. I did not vlog any of that, but I have quite a few vlogs coming at you. I did do a Costco haul. We ended up going to Anchorage and seeing Leg Lives and our Z-Roll and Expedition Barbecue and Auburn, and like it was like a, I don't know, friends get together, YouTube get together, I don't know what you want to call it, but it was amazing. So you will have more on that here soon. I'm excited to be putting some happy vlogs out. We're gonna be droning while we go on our little trip, and you're gonna see a lot of Alaska. Even though we've had like so much going on and like it sounds like a lot of bad news, we've still kept joy in our hearts, guys. Like there's still, it could still be so much worse. And you know what? I've had some stitches in my hand. I'm grateful it was me and not my children, because I would much rather me have to go through something like that. There is so much good that we've also done. Like we have been outdoors. We went to Birch Lake. We took our boat out. We've been enjoying summer. We've been doing fire pits. Like there has been, this has just been a great summer for us to spend as a family, and we're grateful that we are able to do that. And you know what? Landon is able to be out there with us, and whatever the outcome would have been, he would have been out there with us. It just would have been a little bit harder. We love you guys. If you have any questions about what we've been up to, I feel like I kind of sped through this. I'm trying to get this updated so I can get the next videos out. I'm hoping to have quite a few out here over the next week, so hopefully. All right, thank you guys for coming along. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.